Builders 2 was unacceptable because the whole game is 60 hours of being told what to do by townspeople. Townspeople that don't fucking shut up. They don't stop flooding you and getting in your way. Even Malroth follows you around and he gets in the way of your A button. If he gets in the way of your A button when you're trying to switch to other tools, then like you're gonna talk to him by mistake a million times and shit like that. They should have cut like 40 hours out of that game because like being told what to do, and then like the townspeople literally the townspeople ended up making the great tree for you. The townspeople ended up making the giant castle with the throne room, you know, for you. The townspeople ended up making the spaceship in the last chapter, you know, the whole big like town / spaceship type deal for you. And why did that battle appear when I was trying to hit him first? Damn it. So like on Builders 1, it's a totally different game. Story mode does not take away everything from you. Builders 2 is a giant, massive chore of being told what to do and where to do it, and having like random enemy attacks. Often, like too often. Part 1 had random enemy attacks, but like it was just sometimes, and it actually felt more fun to try to survive those. The very fact, Tis, that Builders 2 has the Island of Awakening, which is your optional island. You're meant to do it in the post-game. But why would the game like even bother being in the Island of Awakening? Why did they force me for 20 fucking hours? Why did they force me to make a river? I had to dig a river myself, manually, and then fill the river with water, brick by brick, myself. Like, what? Why am I making a fucking river right now? Why did the townspeople have to make a giant pyramid for no reason? That's my Island of Awakening for the post-game. There should be no pyramid in the way. There was no logic to the pyramid or to the river or to anything that was made in the Island of Awakening. And those are just interlude chapters. When you get done with the chapter, you're not allowed to just go to the next chapter. You have to do their instructions in the interlude chapter. The Island of Awakening interludes. And like even in the chapters, there's way too much prattling on and talking and like, oh, go make these blocks for me so that I can do the work. The only work they have you do is make a couple rooms. You just make a couple rooms. The storyline is fucking dumb. This is a giant spoiler. Giant spoiler. Everybody hit mute. Please hit mute if you don't want to get destroyed on Dragon Quest II. Dragon Quest II's like sequel, Builders 2. It ended up, hit mute. It ended up not being really a good enough sequel to the story at all, because they admitted in the game that the whole world was fake. I even screenshotted my own VOD. I'll fucking show you right now. I'm so pissed that I will actually show you, everybody in the stream right now, that fucking image. Watch this. Alright, it's coming up. Once I make XSplit a little larger. So, like, here's one of the lines of the game. Here's two of the lines of the game. Oop, it's all blacked out. 1 second. Ah, there we go. Okay, let me finish this battle. So this is after you beat the final bosses, all of them. Yeah, the world is fake within the fake world. Within the fake video game, the world is still fake. You've got to keep helping us. We don't want to be illusions no more. We don't want to disappear. He was worried about disappearing. That was kind of like cool in terms of characterization. Like, and then Malroth, two lines after that, Malroth says, "I'm going to use them to rebuild this world of illusion. We don't lose anything that way." Whatever the fuck that even means, it means nothing. They actually admitted that the world is fucking fake. Yeah, at least Star Ocean 3, which by the way was fake. It was a hologram or a holodeck. They were simulations. Like, there is actually a real world there. Builders 2 is not the sequel to Dragon Warrior 2. It's not even the sequel to that. It's just completely bullshit fake. They admitted it was. It was a world of illusion for no particular reason. Star Ocean 3 is a piece of sci-fi writing that I like. A lot of people hate that. A lot of people are angered by Star Ocean 3. In this chat last week, nobody likes Star Ocean 3. But I do, because they are simulations, a program. There is a real world. There is a meaning. There's a reason. And they know they're programs, and they don't care. The Doctor on Star Trek Voyager knows he's a program, and he's obsessed with trying to better himself, like real people are obsessed with. I'm just trying to check for more chests or secrets. Oh, that's a jump point. I hope I didn't miss a chest. Yeah, well, yeah. That would be a different video game in a different time. Can you name an RPG where the plot of the game is like kind of modern times, but the main characters are all obsessed with the acquisition of wealth and money? The Ferengi of the video game world, so to speak. Because I can't come up with an RPG that has such a greedy plot line. Besides enemies, I just mean the good guys, like regular people, good guys. Oh shit, wait. I think there's a jumping point to get up there later. Much later. Once I go around. That would be like a shortcut to go back to the beginning super fast. This game is actually really smart. It gives you shortcuts to go from the yellow door to the other yellow door, like, super fast. So you don't have to redo the whole place from the beginning. Hey, Tiss, you know the dumbest thing about the VOD yesterday? The stupidest thing about the VOD is, at the very tail end of the main quest of Builders 2, they forced you to, the townspeople said you need to make the, turn the car and make it fly. Like, turn the car into something that can fly. And whenever I followed the directions and I put the 20 blocks down, it was only about 20, you know, not super high. But whenever I did that, like, the builder's like, okay, we're done doing those directions, but it doesn't look enough like a car or a flying car yet. So like, the game like took the control out of my hands, and like the builder was seen going like this. Yeah, it's fucking dumb. Like, he was seen doing that, and then the whole layout of what it looked like, it changed the looks of the entire final product. So I, as a builder, I had nothing to do with making that car, you know, look like its final product. Do you know what Builders 1 does? Builders 1 lets you do what the fuck you want after being taught how to make a room. It literally, like, it's a survival game. You feel like you're gonna die, like, more often. I like that in a video game, like, oh, I might actually, like, game over, you know? That guy looks gigantic and scary. I should probably heal a little bit more. Oh, there's a ladder here? That's just to the next section. Yeah, it all finished it for me, which is crazy. Do you realize what the final boss does in part 1? Because, like, in part 2, it's an automatic... It's kind of an automatic scene. You just attack, and then you do a couple hits at the right time, and then you're pretty much won the game no matter what. In part 1, the final boss, you're just on foot. You're this tiny little builder against a giant final boss. And like you walk around and you have to avoid damage the traditional way, right? You have to like build platforms to go up a little higher to avoid damage. you're actually using your building skills in a builder's game to fight the final boss. I actually kind of forgot about it, so I had to go to my VOD. I went to my VOD today to watch that.
Oh, divine comet, bringer of light, illuminate the darkness!
You also have to grab. You have to use your item bar on the bottom, which you don't even do on part 2. You use your item bar to select cannons that you've made earlier in the game that you have to bring with you to the final boss. And you set them down, set the cannons down next to the Dragon Lord, and you fucking spam the X button and try to use them before he attacks you. And if he destroys the cannons, you pick them back up, and then you remake them somewhere. It's an actual, like, skill battle instead of just, like, an auto-win, basically. Almost fully an auto-win. Almost.
Oh, divine comet, bringer of light, illuminate the darkness!
Builders 1 is so good that it motivates me to want to start just doing post-game and just rebuilding all those towns that were destroyed. Flame Spike might be a good idea. So all those reasons are why Builders 2 failed. It failed. I don't even know if Lord like realizes this, but like after I got off stream, I had to reflect. And I had to realize, like, or I did realize that it simply just it failed. Like, it's a Dragon Quest that failed. Wow. Yeah, like, okay, if you include the post game, if you include the like free mode of just building only, then let's say that that's a 10 out of 10 because you're totally free. You know, free, and there's a lot more blocks than Part 1 ever had. It's probably the better game to just build with, but you have to do the 60 hours. You have to do the 60 hours. There's no way around it. No choice. It's not worth doing the 60 hours. I'd rather play Part 1 for 20 hours, then get to the post game. It tied with Octopath. I just don't agree with it philosophically. That's why it got the highest failing score. It's failing, but it's the highest score for failing. It's not a 60. It did not earn a 60. They could have cut so much content, so much stupidity from that.